guys, I'm JD, and we're going to be doing very first guitar lesson. Super basic stuff. Most of the stuff actually won't even involve the guitar, and we're going to see how far we can get. Okay, the very first thing you do every time you play is before you pick up the guitar, you want to make sure you're loose. I have just a few regular stretching exercises that I do. You don't need to do these in particular, but really anything that gets you kind of loose and gets your muscles warmed up a little bit. It usually takes me just a couple minutes. I stretch my wrists out by kind of extending my arms, palms down, really pushing them down to stretch those out, and then also palms up. I'll repeat those 3 times or so, hold them for about 10 seconds. I will hold my arms up parallel to the floor, kind of stretch my shoulder and back out and neck a little bit, kind of rotate. I will hold my arm up over my head and stretch out my sides. Again, my arm and my shoulder and my neck. Do that on both sides. I also do a kind of a weird one where I wave my arms in a circle, alternating which arm is in front. I'll do that for about 10 times. Maybe I'll do that a few times each. Then I just kind of stretch it out a little bit, kind of wag my arms around a little bit, make sure everything's a little bit limber. Possibly stretch my neck out by itself, rotate that around. You get the general idea. All right, holding the guitar. I'm not quite playing it yet. Just a couple real basic things. When you're sitting, you're going to have this little kind of curve of the body of the guitar basically sit right on your thigh there, and the guitar is going to come almost right up against your body, and you want it to be facing kind of parallel to the floor like this, or perpendicular to the floor, however you want to see that. And so the neck of the guitar is just going to be coming right out in front of your body here, and when you bring your hand up to it, to the neck to play, you want it to be basically just like raising your hand up from the floor naturally, and it'll just be where it needs to be for the neck. You don't want it to be too far in front of you. You don't want to have to bring your hand or shoulder back to stress your neck like that. You want the neck to be just kind of stretching out in front of your body so that when you lift your hand up naturally, it basically is right there at the neck. Aside from that, you want to tweak it just so that you're most comfortable, but those are some basics so that you don't end up kind of stressing out your wrist or your neck, so that you don't injure yourself further down the road. All right, so the guitar pick. We're going to be focusing on playing with a pick. This is your basic guitar pick here. You can see it's got 3 kind of rounded edges, 2 on the top there, and the more pointy one on the bottom. This pointed one on the bottom is really how it's designed to be used. This part actually plucking the string. I use actually the rounded upper 2 edges, but you know, you can do whatever you end up liking more. And you really just hold it between your thumb and your forefinger. I hold it like that, you know, just as long as you can get your flesh of your fingers out of the way so that the edge that you want to use is kind of open and ready to kind of pluck the string. There's really not much more to it than that. The actual guitar itself, it's got 6 strings across the neck here, and they go by basically 2 different names. They have a numbered name, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th string, but they also can be called by their kind of note names, where when you're not pressing the string down onto the neck and you just pluck it, what we call open position, where it's not being pressed onto the neck, it produces a certain tone. So we've got 1st string, or E, 2nd string, or B, 3rd, G, 4th, D, 5th, A, and 6th, E. Now, just like the strings have kind of a numbering system to refer to them, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and so on, the fingers that you use to press these down also have numbers, so that you can refer to your fingers. Makes communicating a little bit easier and learning stuff. Basically, the 4 fingers that you use to push strings down is 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 1st being your pointer, 2nd middle finger, 3rd finger ring finger, fourth finger is your pinky. That simple. All right, actual parts of the guitar. I think I mentioned this before. This part of the guitar that the strings are, lying over, we call that the neck. And you can see these little metal strips that are running across the neck. We call those frets. And just like your fingers and just like the strings of the guitar, they're numbered. So the first fret, surprisingly, is called the first, second fret, third fret, and so on. All right, actually playing a note and pressing a string down, producing a sound. I'm going to play a few notes here at the third fret, and when someone says that you want to play something at the third fret, it means you're going to press down between the second and third fret. So you're playing right behind the fret that's named. And you want to press down only with as much pressure as you need to get a nice round tone. So if you're just lightly hitting the string on top but not pressing it down, you get kind of this dead sound. And as you keep pressing down, you start to get a tone. And I'm going to play on the A string now. Open, third fret, D, open, third fret. And again, you don't want to press down too hard on the string and really be stressing your hand out. You want to just press down just enough until you're producing kind of a nice full round sound. And it really doesn't take too much pressure. Okay, actually plucking or striking the string with the pick. We went through how to hold it, so whatever you're most comfortable with there is how you want to do that. And you want to use the flat side, basically, against the string, and you want to hold the pick parallel to the string. If you kind of make it less than parallel, you might get a scraping sound before you get to the tone of the string. That kind of scraping as opposed to a more rounded kind of full sound. That kind of scraping. And that's really all there is to that. As far as tuning the guitar, tuning the strings to the right pitch, I recommend getting a kind of clip-on tuner here, which I have clipped on to the headstock of my guitar here. And basically it's an electronic tuner, and it makes tuning the guitar strings very easy. Just pluck the string and it will give you a readout telling you whether the string is sharp or flat, whether the tone is too high or too low, and you adjust it with these tuning pegs here. You kind of turn them until the note gets to the correct pitch. Alright, the last thing for the very beginning guitar lesson, we're going to actually play something. It's called a chromatic scale, and it's all of the notes, the 12 notes that we have in our Western music system. And I'm going to play just through it real quick, and then I'm going to give you kind of a close-up and the note names. So we're going to start on the open low E. Basically all the notes in what we call open position here. And I'm going to give you a little close-up of it and go through it slower and actually call out some note names so we get used to hearing some note names. Okay, this scale, the chromatic scale, where all the notes are what we call a semitone apart, and the semitone is basically one fret apart. It's not the most musical scale, but it gets you used to pressing the strings down, all the strings, in all the positions at each fret. So it's a really good way to get comfortable playing notes and getting a sound. It also is going to get you used to all the different note names are, and I'm going to actually bark those out as I'm playing them. I'm going to randomly call things sharp or flat, but that'll get kind of cleared up later as to how you name a note in terms of whether it's sharp or flat. Okay, starting with the low open E string. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, B flat, B natural, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, A flat, A natural, B flat, B natural, C, C sharp, D, E flat, E natural, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, G natural, back down, G flat, F, E natural, E flat, D, D flat, C, B natural, B flat, oops, A flat, G, G flat, F, E natural, E flat, D, D flat, C, B natural, B flat, A flat or G sharp, G natural, G flat or F sharp, F natural, and E. Chromatic scale, all the notes. Alright, so that is basic stuff to get everybody started on playing guitar, no matter what kind of style you want to play. All those basic things are the same, I guess except for the pick. But we're going to keep going on, and hopefully this will be helpful to some folks just getting started. And I will hopefully see you again for another lesson. Thanks a lot.